Hey everyone, just want to quickly run through how I prepare my audio board whenever I'm assigned to A1 a show. So I have this all pre-set up Excel sheet here with my DT pinouts. So I have DTs A through D. Up here, I have all my submixes, and here's my group. So I have a vocals group, a nat sound group, a tape and switcher effect group, and a music group. So whenever I put anything on my DT pinout sheet, this code here will all correspond to my submixes in my group. So this first digit here in the code will correspond to submix number 1. Second digit goes to submix number 2, etc., etc. So a 0 means that I do not send that microphone to a submix. A 1 means I send it post-fade, and a 2 means I send it pre-fade. So just as an example, let's say I add an on-field interview mic. So when I'm deciding which submixes those will all go to, I do it like this. So I want my play-by-play IFB to be able to hear that interview mic post-fade, so I put a number 1 here. Same thing for the color IFB, spare IFB, and the camera pre-fade listen. So all of these become a 1. I do not want this to go to my replay nat sound mix. So I do a 0 and a 0 for submix 5 and 6. Let's just go ahead and send this post fade to this Talon pre-fade listen here, just so that it's easier for our producer to hear it. So again, I'll put a 1 in there to make it go post fade. I do not want it to go to our talkback, and then there's nothing else here. And then I want this to go to my vocals group. So I have assigned that to the number 1 code there, and that's the code. So let me now go over to this next sheet over here where I kind of have a virtual layout of my audio mixer, so to say. And I'll start down on here. So for all of these TriCaster effects, switcher effects, and replay outputs, I have the group as tape and whoosh, as I like to call it. And I have all of my mixes. An X means that it'll go to that mix post-fade, and a P means it'll go pre-fade. So the way I assign where everything goes is through a little ID here. So I have TriCaster as TC, 3Play-A as 3PA, and 3PB as 3PB. And all of that corresponds to the ID in this A column in this sheet that we just looked at here. Here you can see 3Play-A, 3PA, 3Play-B, 3PB. So if I want to do play-by-play color spare, I just put A1 here, A2 here, A3 here, because again, when we go to this previous sheet, that's what it corresponds to on my DT pinout sheet. And again, it's already knows that I want it in the vocals group, and it already knows whether I want this mic to go post-fade or pre-fade to every different mix, because I already did it here in this code. Just to give you kind of a quick peek, there's a lot of VLOOKUPs and a lot of mids. You can pause here and check it out if you want. And then again, let's say I want to put my interview microphone here. So let me just make sure that's A6. So I put A6 here, and my interview mic is there. And so I do this before I get on site at any show that I'm A1ing. And this makes it just a lot easier for me to just get to my audio board and just go ahead and start setting up. Saves a couple of precious minutes. And everyone who works in production knows that being organized on a site is super key, and this definitely helps with that.